Okay, how can we verify if a point is actually on a line, and especially if we don't have graph paper to graph it out and see? For example, does the point 5, 2, we could graph this point, does it actually land on this line that's represented by this equation x plus y equals 7? Um, well, what you do is you actually substitute in the x and y values. Here's your x, here's your y value. Remember, it's always x before y. It's just like in your ABCs. So whenever we see an x, we're going to put in a 5. Whenever we see a y, we'll put in a 2. And so we're going to substitute it in to see if it makes a true statement. And if it's true, then we know that point's on the line. If it's not true, that point is not on the line. So here's our equation that they gave us, and I'm just going to put it right here. I know that my x value for this point is 5, so I'm just going to slide the 5 in here, and then we have the plus sign. My y value in this case is a 2, so I'm just going to plug in a 2. Does 5 plus 2 equal 7? Yes, it does. It is true, so yes, this point 5, 2 does lie on the line x plus y equals 7. Now, for my visual people here, here's what I'm talking about. Here's my x and y axis. This is my Cartesian plane. This is where we go and we graph all these linear equations and these points. X plus y equals 7. It's a line that shoots down to the right. It has a negative slope on it. And basically what we're saying is that 5, 2, maybe it's about right here. If I actually had the values on here, if this was 5, this would be about 2. That would land exactly on the line. If we were given the point, let's just say 5, 3, the x value is 5, the y value is 3. Let's plug that in. X is 5, y is 3. Does 5 plus 3 equal 7? No. So 5, 3 does not lie on the line. Well, my handwriting's awful. Represented by the equation x plus y equals 7. Now, it would if it equaled 8, but this is x plus y equals 7, so this particular point 5, 3 is not on there. 5, 2, because 5 plus 2 does equal 7, this one's on there. And that's all that you have to do for these. We'll obviously give you a little bit more advanced, complicated equations to try out, but it's still the basic idea. So let's try this one. Second example. Does point 0.01 lie on the line given by the equation 5x plus 4y equals 16? So let's see. Plug in x and y and see if it's true. My x is 0 and my y is 1. So my x is 0. See how this one became 0 and this one became 1? What is 5 times 0 and what's 4 times 1? Well, 5 times 0 becomes 1. 4 times 1 becomes 4. Does 0 plus 4 equal 16? No. So 4 equals 16 is what we'd have left. That's not true. So we would basically restate our question of saying the point 0.01 does not lie on the line given by the equation 5x plus 4y equals 16. It's just that trick of here's what they gave us originally. Does it lie on the line given by this equation? Well, you'd say no, and then you restate the whole question with the answer in it. So if it's regular paper, there's no need to make this all uppercase, but I just wanted to point that out for you. Let's go do number 1 of your homework. You've got a sheet of paper. It's got number 1 here with the 0.24 and 6x minus y equals 8. I've got it highlighted right here because basically these are the instructions for each point below. State whether or not it lies on the line given by the equation that follows the point coordinates. On a clean sheet of paper, your new sheet of paper, this is what it should look like. You've got number 1 right here. You circled it or whatever. You write down your point that's given. In this case, it's 2, 4. And you've got the equation 6x minus y equals 8. Does this point lie on the line given by this equation? Well, let's plug these values in. This 2 goes into the x there. This 4 goes into the y. And so 6 times 2 is 12. And there's the 4. Didn't have to multiply anything. So 12 minus 4 equals 8. Is that a true statement? Yes, it is true. So yes, the point 24 lies on the line given by the equation 6x minus y equals 8. Listen, for tonight's homework, I want you to copy down each one of these problems on the section for 5.8. Then for the other questions, you can actually write it right there on the worksheet for 5.9. But for these right here, the style of saying, is this point on this equation? What's highlighted here should be what shows up for every single one of your questions there on a separate sheet of paper. Again, a separate sheet of paper, a new sheet of paper.